Hey there, thanks for tuning into DuckBricks. I'm Chris, and today we have a breaking news video. The LEGO Star Wars January 2023 first wave of sets has been officially unveiled by LEGO. Now, there were a couple of leaks because allegedly some of these sets did appear in a store. It wasn't super clear whether or not they were available for purchase, which is why I haven't really covered them previously. But now we have full HD looks at all of the brand new LEGO Star Wars 2023 sets, and there are a lot of really exciting things to see here. So first of all, the original Clone Wars TV show, not the animated one kind of from 2008, but the original Genndy Tartakovsky's one, was actually celebrating its anniversary. I believe its 20th anniversary next year in 2023 because it came out in 2003. So LEGO is doing a couple of Clone Wars inspired sets, which is really exciting because yes, we are getting a follow-up to the massively successful 501st Battle Pack, and this time it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper and include some specialists, so that's really exciting. We also are getting a TIE Bomber for the first time in literally years, which is really exciting because so many people have been asking for a TIE Bomber. The last one that we got was pretty rudimentary. You can actually see it right up there, but it was a very simple one. I do have a custom one from Brick Vault, but we are finally getting a modern LEGO TIE Bomber, which I am so excited about. And there's just so much good stuff to see here now. Typically, Star Wars does slightly smaller waves in the first half of the year rather than the second half, so these are just going to be a few sets, but it's basically everything coming out January 1st, 2023. I can't wait to go through them, so let's jump into the first set. Okay, so starting off first here, we have what is probably arguably the least interesting one, although it is still pretty nice. This is Boba Fett's Starfighter Microfighter, set number 75344. It will retail for $10 like basically any other microfighter. Comes with Boba Fett in his form from the Book of Boba Fett show, as well as the Mandalorian, and is the first time, sort of, that we're getting a microfighter for the Slave One. Unless you count the one that we did get for Comic-Con, or the smaller one we got with the Master Builder series Cloud City. One thing I find kind of funny is that the actual set description states, and I quote, "Keep Boba's blaster with you, but remember, it's better to rule by earning respect than through fear." Thank you. I did not think I needed to remember the Book of Boba Fett show, but, you know, thanks for the reminder, LEGO. So this is a $10 set, which is just alright. It's nice to get the minifigure in the cheapest set he's come in yet. Obviously, the arm printing is really great on this minifigure, and previously the cheapest set he came in was, I believe, the larger version of his Starfighter, which was $50, so it's really nice to actually get this as a microfighter. Honestly, there's not a ton that I can say about this one. It is a small, nice build. It doesn't look like there's an easy way to actually have the orientation of his placement in the cockpit change. It's nothing fancy going on with the rotation here, but it is nice. It captures the shape okay for microfighters, and clearly these types of ships keep on selling well, otherwise LEGO would not keep on making them, so I guess there is some sort of a niche for microfighters to exist in, and this is just yet another one. However, there are arguably many more, much more interesting sets on this list. There's actually only 3 of them that have been revealed to me today. I don't know if this is the entire wave or LEGO has something else up their sleeves, but so far there are only 3 sets. The second and third one are very exciting though, and the second one is one that I personally have been waiting for a long time. This is set number 75345, 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack, retailing for $20 US. So let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes, in 2019, this would have been $15. In 2016 or 2017, it would have been $12. A few years before that, it probably would have been $10. So the thing is that battle packs have been becoming more and more expensive and including less and less figures. They started out with 6, went down to 5, and then to 4, and we're kind of sticking at 4 right now. And right now, if you do want to get 3 figures, they did the 3-figure packs for $12 or $13 earlier this year. And that is honestly the unfortunate fact of the matter, is that these things will just be getting more expensive. To be completely honest though, I don't think it's that bad. For a $20 set, don't get me wrong, it definitely does feel a little overpriced, and I personally would have wanted to see at least a more substantial build, but getting 4 brand new minifigures with brand new molds and just basically all-out detailing is really nice to get for $20. Sure, they're not quite at the level of quality as, say, a collectible minifigure, because each collectible minifigure is $5, so they're not quite there, but it also does come with a lot of other pieces, and these are some of the most detailed figures that we've gotten for army building in quite a while. They didn't waste a slot by putting an officer in there or something like that. No, every single one of the 4 slots is taken up by a brand new minifigure, which is really exciting. Now, this does feature 2 different 501st Heavy Troopers, a 501st Clone Specialist, and a Clone Officer, so you've kind of got a whole gamut of different stuff. It also has a little miniature version of the AV-7 cannon, so it is nice to get that, which is kind of reminiscent of one of the earlier ARC Trooper battle packs from 2012. Oh, that was a good battle pack. But this is kind of a very similar thing. Yeah, I really kind of wish that this for $20 also included even just a really small AT-RT. I think that would have been a really big draw to the set because LEGO actually hasn't really given us a correctly scaled AT-RT since like 2010's or 2011's Clone Turbo Tank, and that one was just made to fit inside the tank itself. And a battle pack I feel is the perfect way to actually depict the AT-RT in the actual scale it's supposed to be in, because LEGO typically does them really large, but they're really not that big. They're pretty small. They're basically meant to be miniature walkers for the characters to pilot around. If this came with a small 501st AT-RT, I would have been a lot happier with the $20 price tag, especially if you compare the value to similar Ninjago sets or Monkey Kid or other stuff for $20 that just have so much more to offer here. This one just feels like it is lacking a little bit in terms of the build. But it definitely makes up for it in terms of the figures, and I think LEGO knows what they're doing. Nobody's going to be buying a battle pack for the build, let's be real here, maybe a few people, but no one really is going to be getting these for the build, and everybody will be stocking up on these, getting a ton, being able to add more troops to their army to get a bunch of these to get the clone minifigures, and that is definitely a big part of collecting battle packs. Now, what's really exciting here is that they actually have molded a special new macro binocular piece. I am so happy LEGO's finally made this piece. I've been really wanting to see it on Clone Troopers for a long time now. It actually appeared as a separate piece in an update to the Skywalker Saga video game, which made me really excited that, oh, maybe that's a hint that they're actually going to be giving us this in 2023. And sure enough, they actually are, so thank you LEGO for doing that. Now, the minifigures themselves are just kind of variations on the standard 501st Trooper. Unfortunately, it doesn't include a standard 501st Clone Trooper. I would have preferred this to be, I don't know, named 501st Clone Trooper Specialist Battle Pack, because honestly, if you look at them, you've got an officer, 2 heavy troopers, and a specialist. If people missed out on the first Clone Trooper Battle Pack for the 501st Legion, I guess a couple of years ago now, then they honestly have no way of actually getting just a standard version of it, which is honestly really the only one you need to army build. Sure, in every army there are some platoons and squadrons of specialists and officers and heavy troopers, but for the most part you really only need a ton of the standard trooper, and they did give us 4 of them, or I guess 3 of them and 1 jetpack trooper in that one previous pack. But I personally think it would have been nice to just include a standard 501st Trooper alongside the minifigures of the set, just swap out one of the heavy troopers for a regular one, and that would have made a lot more sense to me. That being said, it is nice to get 2 different heavy troopers. I do appreciate that because they're definitely new minifigures for 2023. I just think the composition of the pack maybe could have been a little bit better. Overall, the minifigure quality is really good here. I cannot wait to get my hands on this because I love the 501st. I love this kind of Clone Trooper Phase 2 style of design. I think that's my favorite trooper design in Star Wars. I like Phase 1, okay, but this is a lot cooler for me for Phase 2, and I'm not the biggest fan of Stormtroopers just because I just prefer the prequel era and prefer the Clone Wars show. So this is pretty perfect for me as a collector, and I don't usually army build, but I will make an exception for this. LEGO really got me with this one, because I certainly will be getting multiple copies of these. I don't know exactly how many yet. Maybe 5? I mean, that's already $100 getting 5 of these, so maybe that's too many, but I did get like 10 different 501st battle packs the last time they came out, and that had a lot more figures in terms of battle droids, was a lot larger and also more expensive, so maybe I will. We'll see. But moving on from this set, we have just one more set, and this is one that has been rumored for a long time. I was so excited when I first heard the rumors. I got even more excited when they said it was including Vice Admiral Sloane in it, because Rey Sloane is a character that I've been wanting to get in minifigure form for a while after appearing in the games and books, and that was a really cool one that I wanted to pick up. And of course, more importantly, the TIE Bomber hasn't been seen in LEGO form since I believe 2003, which coincidentally is when the Clone Wars TV show came out from the original animated one, which is what they're celebrating in the previous set. So, it's been many years, we finally are getting a TIE Bomber. This is set number 75347. Now, unfortunately, LEGO has not actually sent me the United States price for this yet, although when this video comes out, they will put it on their store, so maybe this information will immediately be outdated, but I don't know the US price. I do know the German price, though, and the French price, and it hovers around 65 to 70 euros. If I had to imagine, this shouldn't be more than 70 US dollars. If it's 75, that's not great. I don't think it should be 75, but that's kind of the price that I've given. I've been giving literally every country in the world except for the US, which is kind of funny, but yeah, so that's what we have to go off of, 65 to 70 euros. So that means it's going to be 70 to 75 US dollars. And yeah, this is a really good representation of the TIE Bomber. I am so pleased to be able to finally get this in LEGO form. It is very exciting to me to be able to finally be able to actually have this as a LEGO set. I know definitely a lot of folks have been wanting this for a while, and LEGO has delivered. For $70 to $80, let's say the $75 price point though, this might be a little bit too expensive. It's not that expensive. For comparison, a lot of the other Star Wars ships they've done in the past have been a lot more expensive at this scale, but I don't know if I'm seeing $70 to $75 worth of value here. Now, that being said, this does look like it might be more sizable than I might realize in person. I definitely want to get my hands on this one and build it and see exactly what the value is like myself, because I'm a little bit mixed on the value right now. Obviously, I will be getting it because it is a TIE Bomber. We've been wanting this for so long, but I think LEGO did the best they could. Obviously, they kind of scaled down a lot of the Star Wars sets earlier this year with the smaller X-Wing and the smaller TIE Fighter and whatnot, and I was kind of hoping this would follow those trends. It sort of does, but it also feels like they could have made this even just a little bit smaller, or maybe just brought the price down a little bit. Still, that being said, it's good to get this. Great to get all the figures as well. Darth Vader with arm printing. Thank you for keeping on including him with arm printing. I'm glad that wasn't just a one-off thing, and it seems like most of the Darth Vader minifigures going forwards will have this arm printing, so that's great. Rey Sloane is really good as a minifigure. I like the facial print, although I definitely feel like she could have used a white suit. She did have a white suit in a lot of media she appeared in, and that way you could have repurposed it for certain Andor characters as well, like Dedra Meero, so definitely wanted to be able to get a duplicate of that to use for other characters, but I guess this is just alright as well. She did appear in the gray suit in some kind of early episode, or early kind of appearances where she was in, so I guess that makes sense. Gonk Droid is nice, being built out of the printed Imperial box, and it also has a pilot, of course, which kind of just looks par for the course. Overall, I think that this wave is a pretty solid one. I say wave when there are 3 sets and one of them's a microfighter, so I guess it's like a 2-set wave. Although thinking back to January of this year, there weren't that many Star Wars stuff either, so I guess LEGO is going to try to focus on it more in the May waves, because obviously you're going to get stuff for May and March, presumably. I know we have a lot of rumored diorama sets coming out, as well as a whole August wave to come, so seems like they're focusing on Star Wars more for later in the year. I do find one last thing kind of odd is that the TIE Bomber box celebrates the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. The TIE Bombers were most memorably featured in Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, when they were bombing the canyon, and you can actually see that scene on the box art, so it's kind of weird to have it be celebrating the Return of the Jedi when they were just kind of in the background, but I guess LEGO wanted to cram in some sort of an anniversary in there. It seems that nowadays LEGO is trying to make every set correspond to some anniversary, so you've got the 2003 Clone Wars anniversary, you've got the 40 years of Return of the Jedi. Surely LEGO will come up with some sort of anniversary. I can't wait till 2028 when we'll get the 20th anniversary of the actual, like, long-form animated Clone Wars show, which is my favorite piece and what I consider to be the best piece of Star Wars media. Actually, maybe that goes to Andor. Second best, they're competing for the best, but can't wait for that. But that about sums up our look at the 3 recently revealed LEGO Star Wars sets. I can't wait to get my hands on these, and let me know in the comments if you want to see me do reviews of them as well. I don't typically review Star Wars stuff, but honestly I may, because I have been really looking forward to the TIE Bomber and the Battle Pack especially. So let me know, and that's all for now. Alright, and with that, we have summed up our look at the January 1st, 2023 LEGO Star Wars sets. Let me know down in the comments below which ones are you most excited for. I certainly cannot wait to get my hands on that Clone Trooper Battle Pack. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than it usually would have been just a couple of years ago, but I guess it kind of makes sense given LEGO's price increases. I certainly am so excited for that TIE Bomber as well, including a really good minifig selection, so quite excited for that. And with that, we've summed up our look at the January 1st, 2023 LEGO Star Wars novelties. Let me know down in the comments below which are your favorites, and I can't wait to see you again very soon. Bye for now.